Well, the premiership may be headed to Calder, but there remains plenty for both Alamein FC and FC Bulleen Lions to play for in the race for finals positioning here in what is the penultimate game of NPLW Victoria's round 25. Currently occupying second position on the table, a win for the visiting Bulleen Lions would see the side go 8 points clear of third-placed Alamein with just 2 rounds remaining in the 2019 regular season, ensuring that the NPLW Victoria semi-final meeting that has already been booked between these two sides will be contested at the Veneto Club. A win, however, for hosts Alamein will see the gap between second and third shrink to just a single point ahead of the season's final 2 rounds. And with Bulleen set to travel to face Nike FC Cup champions and premiers Calder United next week, significant pressure will be placed upon the Lions to hold off a late season charge from Alamein. It promises to be a fascinating game of football here at H.A. Smith Reserve down here in a wet and wild Hawthorn, with a referee Denise Horner, assistants Jessica Adams and Sarah Fitzpatrick, and fourth official Dion Saint Laurent set to take charge of the action. Thank you for joining us today on the NPLW Victoria Facebook page and the NPL Victoria YouTube page. My name is Joey Lynch, coming to you live today from the roof of a wet H.A. Smith Reserve for, as I said, an intriguing contest. We'll take you through the starting lineups before we get underway here. I'll try to protect my notes from the rain. Starting for the hosts, number 1, Melissa Barbieri. Number 2, Julia Sardo. Number 7, Akeisha Santu. Number 8, Jess Tay. Number 11, Jana Lawson. Number 12, Marielle Pasta. Number 13, Taylor Schneider. Number 14, Rachel Alonso. Number 18, Catherine Goff. Number 19, Liana Yakonis. Number 21, Lucy Johnson. Standout performer and captain for Alamein, Emma Checker. She's back from the Pacific. Haven't recently gone along with the Junior Matildas on the Pacific Step-Up Tour, but she starts on the bench for Alamein today. For the visitors, starting in goal is number 1, Emily Shields. Number 4, Claudia Fruscalzo. Number 5, Margot Robin. Number 6, Caitlin Friend, as Alamein get us kicked off here. Number 8, Alexandra Natoli. Number 9, Leah Privatelli. Number 10, Rachel Quigley. Number 14, Christina Hall. Number 18, Sarah Kane. Number 19, Taylor J. Vlanich. And number 20, the centre-back, Kayla Morrison. Instantly recognisable is Kayla Morrison with those long socks that she wears, as Vlanich did give chase, and then Quigley will have a chance to tee up an effort from range, but Barbieri will just watch that loft over the bar. Yes, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, yesterday's action seeing Calder United with a 5-0 win over Southern United to secure the Premier's plate for the season ahead, and with these two sides now safe from 4th position, whoever will occupy that at the end of the campaign, we will be seeing these two sides compete in a semi-final come finals time. But today, the two get a chance to maybe get a bit of reconnaissance in, get a sneak peek in, as well as jostle for positioning on the ladder, as we see Quigley going to work there on the left-hand flank. She was defended by Schneider, and she'll just retreat and give it back to Morrison. He'll burst up the left and then whip a ball looking for teammates in the middle. Friend was waiting. It's come back out to Quigley, but it will get cleared away eventually, and Santur will whip it up the lines for Goff. Goff bursting into the middle of the field, but she gets her picket pocked by Kane. Kane looking for Quigley. Quigley's touch goes to nobody in particular, and it's booted clear. Goff just lays it off for a teammate, and Alamein will be able to reset. Sharp turn. Back out to Goff again as the rain continues to pour down, slightly even harder now at H.A. Smith as Bulleen can come again, but Quigley's touch in the direction of Friend is cut out. Privatelli. Kane, and then Kane will just play it all the way back to Natoli at the centre of defence, and then she'll go even further back to Shields. Alonso came up to apply the pressure. Morrison turning and playing it back to Friends, and now the press you can see coming forward from Alamein, and just with players in her face, Shields is forced to put it out for a throw-in. Chance now for Alamein to get something going in their attacking half. Pasta trying to play the ball at the touch, but it's picked out. Alamein will get another go at it. Booted Quid now, and Quigley can go to work. She's got Privatelli in support, and she uses her. Now Privatelli, one-on-one, cuts inside onto her right boot. Unable to get the shot off in time under pressure from Santu. Santu versus Privatelli. Privatelli's able to turn her defender, cuts a ball back inside, but it's just put over the bar somehow for Bulleen. Golden opportunity there created by the turn of Privatelli. In the end, though, the effort that came in from Vlanic just over the bar, and it will be a goal kick for Melissa Barbieri. Making her 19th appearance on the team sheet this campaign is the former Matilda's number 1. And clearance comes out, but it's cut off by Kane, but Kane can only find the touch line. Throwing for Johnson, just plays it straight back. Switch was on if Alamein wanted it. Instead, Tay just will play it forward back again down the right flank. Now a chance for Bulleen to come again up the right flank. Privatelli, the pass intended for is Per, and it will allow Santu to get in front of it and just put the ball into touch. Throw in by Froscalzo, finds nobody, and Barbieri will get herself an easy collection in the end. Barbieri just puts her boot through it long. Ball was intended for Alonso, but it's come out. But in the end, Alamein can come up again here on their attacking right flank. Ball played forward for Alonso. Looks to find the overlap, and Alamein will get it. Ball played into the area intended for Pasta. Bulleen knock it away, but Alamein can come again. Instead, the Lions, once they just snuff out the danger and attempt to come forward, and they'll win themselves a throw-in on the attack in left flank. The Lions entering today's contest on a 7-game winning streak. Alamein entering today on a 4-game winning streak. Both sides' last defeat coming against Calder. It's Bulleen just leapfrogging their way down the field, have themselves another throw-in. Directed up the flank looking for Quigley, but once again Alamein just content to put the ball in the hands of Hall. And she's going to be forced to go and collect that ball on her own. Now Hall can get us started once again. Just goes down the touch, and then Hall will get at the ball header back in her direction. But that resulting header is going to be a free kick awarded. Found the hand. Found the hand of Lawson. And now Hall, instead of having to throw the ball, can stand over it and whip something into the area. You can see Kayla Morrison getting up there for Bulleen, adding a bit of height, and the ball will come in her direction, but she can't get a proper touch on it with Schneider, who got in the way of it. Ball booted forward for nobody in particular, but it will be Alonso giving chase for Alamein, but it's well cut out there by Kane, who'll play a ball back forward. She gets it again, does Kane, but that one is cut out by Alamein. Goff trying to combine with Santu. Santu will just be forced to concede a bit of ground. Johnson Big collision there, and it's Alamein that will come away with it. The run of Goff. She is played through and onside, but Shields off her line. Quick as a flash. And an infraction behind the play or a collision, whatever it is, we should be okay to continue. Shields just puts the ball long, but to nobody in particular. Morrison plays it back. Quigley wins the ball well, does it strongly, and then she'll try to loop the ball over the top for Privatelli, but Sandhu's there to pick it out. Sandhu sells a bit of candy to Quigley this time, and then she'll try to play a ball through, but a bit of miscommunication, slightly too well hit with the pass, and it will slide through to Emily Shields. But Shields' clearance is poor, it's gone straight to Goff. Now Alonso giving chase on Morrison. Morrison just turns, aware of the danger, plays it back to Shields, and then Shields plays it long. Was intended for Vlanic, but instead the defensive header finds touch. Once again, well, we're going to need another ball on that side or something, because we can't have players having to saunter across, halfway across the length of another field to get the ball. There's Catherine Goff in a deep conversation with her bench there. Catherine Goff signed with Casey Comets back in for the 2018 season. Club website or her signing profile, the club declared her as the quickest player over 100 metres in NPLW Victoria. So like a runaway freight train potentially if Goff can try to get on the end of a long ball over the top. Now it's Bulleen that will be coming forward. Hall just plays it across to Natoli. Little flick on there, but it will be picked out by Sandhu. But Sandhu's touch in turn is picked out for Scalzo. Scalzo. Eventually the ball works its way through to Friends, who tries to flick it onwards for Quigley. And instead, Alamein can come away with it. Now Goff, maybe a chance to show some speed down the left flank. Looking for the touchline is Goff. She's marshalled by Natoli, and Natoli in the end will marshal the winger all the way out of play for a Bulleen goal kick. As the rain continues with no signs of abating here at H.A. Smith Reserve. The third last round of the season, this one. Finals football on the horizon, as I mentioned. Calder, Alamein and Bulleen all already secure in their place in the knockout stage as a three-way race emerging between South Melbourne, Box Hill and Heidelberg for that last place. Sardo plays the ball back to Barbieri. Friends coming in to apply a bit of pressure, and in the long ball out is cleaned up by Pasta. And on occasion Hall getting across to pick out the ball up the flank, but Alamein come again. Hall in her move forward left a bit of space, which can now be exploited by potentially by Alamein, but Natoli, strong boot forward, and then Vlanic turning her marker underneath the ball to gain a few more metres. Pasta flicks the ball on. Hall gets in with a challenge. Sliding across there was Yakonis. And in the end, Yakonis will put the ball out for a throw-in. And now we've got a Marshall over there. Maybe he can double duty Marshall and ball boy. Hall with the throw-in, looking for Quigley, but it's going to run long, and getting across is Johnson to put the ball out. Oh no, she's kept it in, and now Alamein have won themselves a throw. Well done there from Lucy Johnson. Long-time figure of Tasmanian NPL football was Johnson. Stints with the Tasmanian NTC, Olympia Warriors, and the Zebras, Hobart Zebras. As we see Sandhu pick out another ball intended for Privatelli. And then she'll play the ball to Goff, and Goff has got a lot of room to work in here on the left flank. trying to cut back there, looking for Rachel Alonso. Instead, Bulleen will gratefully put this ball out for a corner kick that will be taken by Santur. Now a chance for Alamein to get some bodies into the penalty area if they do so choose. Rachel Alonso is presenting for the short option. Two Bulleen defenders there to cut it out. Got Marielle Pastor presenting as another short option. Just one player on the goal line, everybody else waiting to make a run for Alamein, and now the ball comes in long. Headed clear by the Bulleen defence, however. It was Morrison with the header. Now that ball is played forward, and in the end it was Lawson that got a touch on it, but unable to control it. Maybe a hand as well. And Shields will stand over the ball. Clever turn. Buying herself some time, did Natali, and then she'll play the ball long, but no runs coming. Santur coming under pressure from Privatelli, and she'll just concede a bit of ground and the throw-in in the end. Perhaps looking for Tay, but the pressure from the former, well, not former, she's a current Melbourne Victory and Bulleen player Privatelli, forcing the error. For Scalzo, plays it to Leah Privatelli. However, Privatelli can't keep it in. Barbieri gets another chance at a goal kick. Privatelli, she's been in and out of the Bulleen side so far this season, struggling a little bit with injury. This is her 12th appearance on the senior team sheet today. 5 goals to her name. Had 18 goals in 21 appearances last year, did Privatelli, as that ball coming in intended for Quigley is once again well cut out by Alamein, and now they can break forward, but that will go straight to Natali. Natali turns and gets it out to Privatelli on the right. Privatelli's got all the time in the world to look up and eventually play it to Quigley, looking for the 1-2. Sandur read it. And Sandur, in the end, will just boot the ball forward, but it's cut out by Hall. Hall now plays it up for Quigley. Ante Vlanic on the left. Ignores the overlapping run. Plays the ball into the area. It's fallen to Friends. Friends touch just in the end, letting her down. She had the... If she'd been able to control it just a little closer to the body, she could have let loose with a half-volleyed right-footed effort, but Sandul getting across to present the challenge to Caitlin Friends, who has 10 goals on the season. And in the end, it's going to go out for a Barbieri goal kick. Barbieri indicating, well, this one is indeed going long, and it does so. Big contest there, neither side able to get it, but now the ball is with Pasta, who just flicks it on, looking for Alonso, but Alonso comes under pressure, but she'll perhaps another bite of the cherry. No, Morrison this time, getting across. Flicked on by Rabin for Bulleen. Skied. Privatelli getting back, but she can't win the ball, and instead will fall to Sandu. She'll play the ball up the touchline looking for Goff, but it's well cut out by Frascalzo. Friend will play it back. Now Bulleen can come forward once again. Rabin, she's got a bit of room to run into. It's Quigley looking for the 1-2. Rabin just gets across and tries to flick it to Friend. Natali bursting forward from the Friends. Natali, Alonso coming to apply the pressure. Eventually the pass goes for Privatelli, but Privatelli isn't going to be able to wrangle it. And Barbieri, again, will look to slingshot her side forward with a goal kick. Both of these sides returning to action this week after breaking 7 days ago for the catch-up round and the cup finals. Now Vlanic will attempt to just play the ball through, looking for Rabin, but it's well cut out by the Alamein defence. Now Pasta coming forward with it, gets the ball down the right flank. Time and space is on for players in the middle, but it's put away by the Bulleen defence, Christina Hall, and it will be corner kick for the hosts. Keisha Santul jogging across to take this one. Alonso again looking to provide the short option perhaps. And again we see the way that Alamein is setting up here. They've got Lucy Johnson inside the 6-yard box, but then 4 players were waiting to make runs into the area, but again it's cleared away by the Bulleen defence. This time Quigley just getting out there and knocking it clear for a throw-in. Alonso will leave the ball. Instead Sardo will get forward to throw it in. Sardo gets it forward to Alonso, and then Alonso's going to play the ball in looking for Goff. Goff's going to have to chase this one down. She'll have time to turn, however, will Goff. Showing off the guns is Goff, and she'll play it back to Santul. Santul's unable to keep it in, and it will be a throw-in for the visitors. Privatelli presents the option, but it goes over her head. Scalzo gets another chance. She tries to slide the ball between a number of Alamein defenders, and Alamein in the end just knock it back for another throw-in with Alexandra Natoli jogging over to take it, or perhaps just fetch it for her teammate Claudia Frascalzo. Privatelli makes the run, but Goff gets it back in front of her. And in the end, Pasta will just play it all the way back to Tay. Puts it across to Sardo. However, that pass is cut out. Quigley looking for an option, twisting and turning, plays it to Vlanic. Vlanic trying to find somewhere in the middle, but all she could find in the end was Pasta. But Bulleen will collect once again. But Friend's pass that time was cut out. Now Hall plays it forward for Vlanic. Now ball looped into the middle, looking potentially for Quigley was Caitlin Friend. But Barbieri will come off her line to collect it and calm things down. The veteran now, Barbieri. Just boots the ball forward for Alonso. Alonso's touch just scoots out in front of her, but it's gone to a teammate in Yakonis. Nice little 1-2 there for Alamein, trying to work. Unable to keep it in the end. And we'll see Kayla Morrison look to reset things for the Lions. Friend leaves it as it scoots through. And now Alamein with the ball in their defensive third. Bit of a hospital ball in the end, intended for Sandal. Privatelli's nicked in front of it. She's got support on her left. Does Privatelli. Cuts inside, left-footed effort. Deflected and in. Not the cleanest effort in the world from Leah Privatelli, but she's going to claim that one. Was aware of what was happening, was the winger for Bulleen, nipping inside there to cut out the pass intended for Sandul, bursting into the area. She had Rachel Quigley in support on the left if she needed it, but in the end didn't need it whatsoever. Cutting inside, shooting, takes a deflection and finds the back of the net. And now the score here at H.A. Smith Reserve is Alamein 0, Bulleen Lions 1, and as it stands now, if that was to be the final score, Bulleen would lock second place up on the table. Another throw-in comes forward, and Friend does well to just use her body to let it run, and in the end she gets it to Quigley. Bulleen looking for 2 in quick succession. Now the shot comes in. This time it's just over the bar from Margot Rabin. Fantastically worked there from the Lions. Caitlin Friend just fantastically using her strength to just manipulate a defender around, breaking down the touch, working the ball across from right to left, did the lines, and a let off there for Alamein as Rabin couldn't find the net. Barbieri just boots the ball forward again. Pank forms, it's nodded onwards again by Lawson. Comes back, big competition there. Lawson gets another bite of the cherry instead. Hall just boots it forward. Tay just plays it back across, but eventually unable to move the ball forward was Alamein, and now Bulleen can come forward once again. Privatelli going again one-on-one with Sandu, and she's beaten Sandu once again. Looking for the cutback. Nobody arriving for Bulleen. Cleared away by Alamein. Pasta now. Just boots the ball up the field, but Kayla Morrison getting across there. In front of the ball intended for Lawson. Lawson now. Her pass is cut out and Bulleen can move forward in transition once again. Big 50-50 there. Referee waves play on. Vlanic, can she keep it in? No, she can't. Clever little flick on there, looking for Lawson, but Christina Horn getting across to put it out for another throw-in, taken quickly. That one intended for Pasta. And now Morrison will just play this ball along the turf. And now Hall just chips that lovely little dinky-dinky, as Pep Guardiola would say. And Vlanic has the ball on the left flank, boots high ball in. Privatelli's going to look to get under it. She plays it back in. In the end, it would have been spectacular if Rabin had been able to get that almost bicycle kick going on, but in the end, comfortable save for Barbieri. I mean, she's got to get back because now Hall has the ball once again. Over the pass goes behind its intended target in Vlanic, and will be a throw-in for Alamein. Lawson turns Hall well, however, in letting the ball run. It's enabled Morrison to get on the end of it, and then Shields just boots this ball forward, but can only find red shirts. Goff getting in across, looking to flick the ball on, but there's nobody there waiting for it. Now Privatelli trying to kill the ball. Sandu getting across to defend. Excellent battle happening between these two as Privatelli got around Sandu, but that touch just slightly hard. And it will be a turnover. Kane plays it back in the direction of Quigley. Back to Kane. Looking for Quigley once again, however, that time relatively simple clearance for Alamein, and they're coming out here in transition quickly. Led forward by Yakonas, looking for Alonso. Alonso's round the keeper, should score, but she won't score. She was through, she'd rounded Shields. She was under pressure on that left boot, but probably that should be a situation where someone that has scored 21 times this season, you would be hoping she'd found the net. Perhaps incredibly difficult conditions here at H.A. Smith Reserve. And a golden chance for Alamein goes begging. And the Lions, absolute get-out-of-jail free card for them. Alamein looked to come forward again, but Morrison getting across there to make the challenge. But the clearance goes straight to Sardo. Morrison trying to atone for her error. Will make the challenge and put it out for an Alamein throw-in. can see Alamein getting numbers into the penalty area for this free kick. Just long loop in one over the top, but in the end, no, finds a white shirt. Rabin loses her footing, but not the ball. She gets to Kane, and Kane just switches the play across, intended for Christina Hall, but it just slides underneath the left back's boot for an Alamein throw-in. Alonso comes back to collect the ball, and she's got time to look up and switch the play. However, it only goes as far as Natali. Natali plays it to Morrison, but Morrison immediately comes under pressure herself and has to eventually shield the ball with her body and win her side a free kick. Well, we had a frantic few minutes here at H.O. Smith Reserve. Bulleen almost going 2-0 up almost immediately after the restart. A couple of chances, and then Alonso, she did all the hard work breaking through, but just unable to finish into an open goal as Alamein come forward once again. Ball is delivered into the area, but just that time it was Goff that just couldn't get a boot on it and turn it inside. However, it will now be a corner kick for the side in red. Rain continuing to hammer down here at H.A. Smith Reserve, and unfortunately for the players, just getting my head up and looking out from underneath my hood here on the roof of H.A. Smith Reserve. The dark clouds ahead doesn't look like we will be getting any reprieve from the wind and the rain anytime soon. Head coach Kohadzic on the bench there for Alamein. He doesn't care. He's out there in the elements in his suit. Shields will just play this one short. Alamein doing well with their press. Luckily for Bulleen, they were somehow able to get through it. Now Natali's able to burst forward. Plays it to Vlanic on the left flank. Vlanic has to ride the challenge from Sardo. She's got really nobody in support. She's going to have to beat Sardo. Sardo eventually puts the ball into touch. Vlanic is throwing in the direction of Quigley. Quigley's come through, shots. Speculative dive from Barbieri, just making sure, but unable to get it on the right side of the near post was Rachel Quigley. And it will be another Alamein goal kick there in the shadow of the highway. Have been trying to work that ball down the right touchline, have Alamein throughout this half. Trying to get Joanna Lawson involved. Not had much luck so far. Now Privatelli drifting across from her position on the right. Comes out to Kane. Now, acres of space here to work with in the end for Natali. Decided to try a look from range. Over a goalkeeper like Melissa Barbieri probably isn't going to concede too many of those, even if it is a bit wet and windy. Now Goff tries to switch the play across, but Hall gets in the way of it. Kane is forced to just play the ball back. Morrison and Shields. Morrison in the end, maybe hearing the footsteps of Alonso, had to turn. Looked a bit shaky, but she's come away with the ball. That played forward by Scalzo, intended for Privatelli, but Privatelli had to work for it. In the end, Alamein do initially come away with it, but Bulleen get it back. Friends to Privatelli. Privatelli trying to work her way around Sandu, but that time Sandu does well. Natali for Scalzo. Very difficult for either side to just put together a clean series of possessions there. The ball will be slipping and sliding on the turf here. And we'll see Natali just wander over to take this free kick. Okay, in the middle, but that's Tay will seize upon the ball in front of Friend and then just look to play the ball forward for Alonso. Alonso eventually will look up and try to play the ball to Goff, and now Goff has space to run into. Catherine Goff turning on the Jets. Goff, shot is straight at Shields in the end. Initially spilt by Emily Shields, but on the second chance swallows the ball, but then the throw out, perhaps a bit wayward, and Alamein gets another go. Sandor just throws that one into the middle of the field and then gets it back. She's going to be forced to concede a bit of ground there to Tay. Back to Barbieri. She's got Schneider on her right. Instead, it looks like she might want to go long, which she does. But it's gone straight to Vlanic. Friends trying to play the ball back to Vlanic. Took a deflection, and it will be a throw-in for the Lions on their attack in left flank. Quigley trying to turn. It's well picked out there by Schneider. Now Lawson bursting into some space on the right flank. She's got Morrison to beat, and she beats her for pace. Tries to play the ball in, and it's come out to Alonso, but Alonso that time puts the ball over the bar. We'll need another ball delivered in here. Excellent work there from Joanna Lawson to beat the very well-credentialed Kayla Morrison for pace down that attacking right flank for Alamein. Put the ball into the middle. But in the end, Rachel Alonso just unable to find goal number 22 on the NPLW victorious season. Now Pasta will look to play this ball in behind the defence once again for Lawson. Look, another ball comes into the middle, spilt again by Shields, but this time the defence is there to bail her out. And it's only going to go as far as Sardo. Sardo will just briefly pause and then play it all the way back to Lawson. And Lawson. Well, still better. Lawson was going to get another bite of the cherry. Just trying to find some teammates somewhere. Now Sardo plays the ball in, looking for a turn. Nodded onwards! Just deflected away there by Shields. The glancing header almost bringing Alamein back into this one. They were just inches away there from making it 1-1. Shields didn't know much about it, but she was just able to get a hand on it, deflected away, went off the post and then back in. But Pasta there almost tying things up for the hosts. Probably a much higher degree of difficulty on that effort from Pasta compared to some of the others Alamein have had, but that probably was the closest they have come to tying things up here on this Sunday afternoon. Now Morrison will just boot the ball forward, just it down for Scalzo. Plays it forward to Privatelli. Immediately comes under pressure from Sandhul, but she's gone round her once again. Now she's going to continue to try to get down that flank. This time going under pressure from Goff, getting back to provide a bit of cover for Scalzo now. Behind the light pole there. Cross there is cut out instead. Pasta tries to look up and play Sandhul down the touchline. Deflected clear, and it will be an Alamein throw in there deep in their defensive left flank. Santo looking for Goff. Skittles them both. And it goes through to Friscalzo. Will play the ball forward. The pass is wayward, and I'll go to Santo once again. Santo looking for Alonso, cut out by Kane. Kane to Morrison. Morrison's got a bit of room to run into. Still going is Morrison, eventually out to Vlanic, but the pass is just in front of Taylor J. Vlanic. Of course, Vlanic, a W League champion with Melbourne City. And on that occasion, all she could do was watch as it went out for an Alamein throw-in. And they've kept the ball in here, have the hosts. With Hall forced to just get in there with a strong challenge and briefly pause it. Lawson flicks the ball on, but there wasn't any teammates waiting. And now Bulleen will have a chance to throw it in near the halfway line. Quigley. Bit of miscommunication there between her and Hall, but Morrison is there quickly to boot the ball forward. Handball. Just rolled up the leg of Frendon into her hand as she tried to control it. Alamein briefly looking as though they were going to switch that. And indeed the switch is on. Tay chests it down. She's got acres of space to move into if she wants. In the end, her pass intended for Sandu is picked out by Privatelli. He moves across the field and plays it diagonally to Vlanic. And then Hall just dinks another ball over the top for Vlanic to run into. She's got players arriving in the area. Left-footed cross comes in. Tay chesting it down, and eventually Barbieri comes away with it. Runs to the edge of her area and then puts her boot through it, giving Alonso something to chase. Natoli was there instead. And now Hall. Players slipping and sliding everywhere. Vlanic plays the ball forward for Rabin. To Friends, played lovely little ball there for Quigley. Quigley's through. Quigley's just unable to make it two. In the end, Barbieri looks to have got a hand on it. Quigley immediately turning around with her hand up, asking for a corner, which was recognised by the referee. Fantastic goalkeeping there from Melissa Barbieri to get off her line quick as a flash, close down the angle and deny Quigley her 21st goal of this season. Now Vlanic is headed over to knock this ball in. High looping left-footed cross in. Barbieri went down. However, Bulleen were unable to capitalise, and in the end it wouldn't have mattered, as the referee has adjudged Barbieri to have been unfairly infringed. Much to the disgust of Leah Privatelli, who's still jaw-jacking about it. Got to be careful not to talk her way into a booking. Exchanging a bit of pleasantries, we'll call them, with Barbieri as well. Two players not shy about sharing their opinions on the football field. Of course, also a bit of a clash between a Melbourne City assistant coach and a Melbourne Victory player. Barbieri, of course, having a stint at Melbourne Victory across her long and celebrated playing career. Now it's Goff trying to chase this down. She's done well to use her speed to get down to the byline and play a ball back into the area. Players arriving. Alamein can still come. Shot eventually comes in, but it's just going to be put over the bar from Lucy Johnson. Ball fell to her on the edge of the area. Inside of the boot. Effort just getting underneath it, but not able to bring it dipping back down and under the crossbar to make it 1-1. And Emily Shields, the body language tells you this one's going long. In the end, it does go long. Not an on-by for Skalzo. Now Friends plays it out to Vlanic. Sardo gives chase, but in the end, she'll just watch as Vlanic is unable to chase it down. And then she'll take the throw in. Alamein getting set to try to launch another attack forward. Well done there by Pasta to ride challenges and play it forward looking for Alonso, and now she'll get another shot at it. She plays it back to Tay. Plays it onto the left flank for Santul. Back inside for Johnson. Johnson twisting and turning. And in the end, the clash between Johnson and Privatelli. And Privatelli didn't know much about it, but she's won her side a throw in. We'll see another ball comes down the touchline. As Goff has also brought the guns out even more so. Well done there from Sardo to nip in front and try to launch her side forward quickly in transition, but Morrison, aware of the danger, puts it out for a throw-in, which will be taken quickly in the direction of Alonso. That ball will bounce over the top of her for Pasta, but Pasta unable to get there before Shields dives on it. Booted direction. Ball booted out in the direction of Quigley, who heads it on for Vlanic. Vlanic's intended pass takes a touch, but Quigley's able to marshal it. However, it fell to Sardo. As we see the fourth official indicating 1 minute of additional time here at the end of a wet and wild first half. Bulleen leading 1-0 thanks to Leah Privatelli's deflected goal. Shields boots the ball forward. Quigley apparently was onside, but it didn't reach her in time. Vlanic bursting through. Just knocking the ball forward for Quigley. Quigley. Pass looking for teammate was cut off, and that's it. The referee has said, let's get out of this rain, get into the rooms. And at half time here at H.A. Smith Reserve, it is the visitors with a 1-0 lead thanks to that deflected strike from Leah Privatelli. Bulleen, as it stands, locking them 45 minutes away from locking themselves into second place on the NPLW Victoria table at the end of the season. Alamein not out of this by any stretch of the imagination, having a few golden chances to bring us back to parity here, but we're unable to do so. The game absolutely well and truly alive here in Hawthorn. Be sure to join us for the second half on the NPL Victoria YouTube page or the NPLW Victoria Facebook page. Welcome back to H.A. Smith Reserve here in Hawthorn, Melbourne's inner east for round 25 of the NPLW season. Alamein FC playing hosts to FC Bulleen Lions here in a battle between second and third on the NPL table. And as you can see there from poor Rachel Quigley just standing there trying to get warm before the whistle blows, it is a cold and wet one here. As we also see a substitution for Bulleen, Liam Aldieri coming on at half-time. The Lions, they have a lead here after 45 minutes of action. Leah Privatelli bursting through on the right flank, cutting inside and putting a deflected shot into the back of the net as Bulleen get us underway. Alamein, well, from what we could hear and from all accounts at half-time, they got a, let's call it a rigorous half-time team talk. The substitutes were out and about throughout that entire half-time break, warming up, potentially promising substitutions being made. So be interested to see whether the side in red can respond. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you for joining us for the second half on the NPLW Victoria Facebook page and the NPL Victoria YouTube page. As we see that throw-in coming down the attacking right flank for Bulleen in the direction of Privatelli. Privatelli is just forced under pressure to put the ball out, and now Alamein can come forward. The ball in Sandhu's hands. Had her hands full throughout the entire opening 45, working against Privatelli. And now Hall dinks the ball over the top, looking for Vlanic. Sardo gets back first and plays it back to Barbieri, and Barbieri just puts her boot through it, playing it long. Not an onwards there, giving Lawson something to chase. That's a poor back pass. Lawson can get there just if she can. No, she can't. She was coming like a runaway freight train, was Lawson, but Shields, in the end, just getting across in time. And now Privatelli will keep this ball in. Cheeky little step over coming inside. Support arrives. She plays the ball back. Shot comes in. It's well saved from Barbieri. In the end, the left-footed effort from Quigley, forcing Barbieri to get down low and make the strong save. Natoli coming under pressure immediately from Goff, who has suspended the gun show at half-time. The sleeves down at this stage. Vlanic working against Sardo. She comes inside and then she'll try some dinky little outside of the boot effort for Friend. Friend's still coming. In the end, just cleared away. Lawson forced to just concede and play it back in the direction of Yakonis, and then Yakonis will play it even further back. Johnson plays it all the way back to Barbieri. Just Friends make sure to keep her honest, and then Barbieri plays a good outfield ball for Lawson, who ignores the overlapping run from Sardo and comes inside, but she's going to lose the ball to Vlanic. Vlanic tries to play a ball in behind the lines, but Tay gets across and intercepts well. Crucial interception there. Yakonis looking for Sardo, but it's gone long. Yakonis was marked by Frascalzo. In the end, however, Claudia Frascalzo was not needed, and it will be a goal kick for Emily Shields. And you would normally say, in conditions such as these, wet and wild, you would be backing your strikers and your attacking players to really give them license to pull the trigger whenever they see the goals, and just hope that in these conditions maybe the wind takes the ball or it skids along the turf. But with Melissa Barbieri and Emily Shields in goal for both sides, two of the better keepers at this level, the veracity of that strategy is to be determined. As now Rabin coming in, and she lets loose with a shot, and as we see, just bouncing along the turf awkwardly, but Barbieri more than up to the task, watching it all the way. Muldeary plays the ball forward for Quigley. Quigley trying to turn. She goes down under the challenge from Schneider. Winning her side a free kick. Will be Christina Hall heading up. Well, no, Christina Hall was standing over it, but then Vlanic will jog over in the fluoro instantly recognisable boots, commentator's best friend, to take the free kick. And just a big pack of players there waiting by the penalty spot, waiting to break and make their runs. Eventually the ball is dinked over the top, but headed clear by the Alamein defence. Vlanic will get another go. Goes past Goff. Goff, however, comes back strongly. Gets a boot in. Sandhu plays the ball long. Natoli chests it down. Hall. Coming under pressure from Pasta. Hall cuts inside, but that pass is going to go straight to Sardo, and now Alamein can come forward once again. Trying to slice through this Bulleen defence. Sardo plays the ball forward for Lawson. Lawson working against Frascalzo. She's gotten through. Lawson with cutback is on, but there's nobody arriving there to get a boot on it for Alamein. Happened a number of times in the first half, and now it's happened again. As Bulleen will try to work the ball out, and as I also look down from my perch here on the roof of the club rooms at H.A. Smith Reserve, reinforcements arriving now for Alamein, and it's a big reinforcement as well. As we see that ball played in by Sardo, easily collected by Emily Shields. It will be Emma Checker preparing to enter the fray for Alamein. Started on the bench today after getting back from the Junior Matildas Pacific Step Up Tour. Checker, one of the W League players that went on that tour as an ambassador for the program, which was a joint project of both the FFA and the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. As we see the substitution now happening. There's no board here at the ground, so I can't immediately tell you who's coming off. Emma Checker, of course, three-time Matilda Emma Checker. She will enter the fray for Taylor Schneider. Was the Adelaide United stalwart as well. It's having stints with victory in Canberra is Checker, and she immediately gets back. Can she inspire her side somehow in this one? Just that presence alone has to be so valuable. See there, getting in the immediate clearance. Rabin trying to ride challenges and turnarounds up the field, but instead she's going to carry the ball out, and it will be a throw-in for Sandhu on the left flank for the hosts. Tay plays it across to Checker. Ball dying slightly. Checker had to go back and get it, but then she's going to burst forward. Quigley there to marshal her. Checker just drives past her and then plays a long ball forward in the direction of Alonso, but it's cut out by the Bulleen defence. Yakonis plays it across to Goff. Goff turning on the Jets once again, getting to the byline, looking for a teammate. Comes back, but it's well cut out by Natoli, who boots the ball clear. Privatelli trying to flick the ball on, but it's going to come out to Sandhu. Sandhu around one defender, takes a shot. Cries of well done from the bench. Appreciate what Akeisha Sandhu was able to do there. Showing a bit of initiative and getting that shot off that's just gone over the bar for a goal kick. Long boot out by Shields, headed straight back in by Yakonis. Yakonis gets another header. Morrison with the strong boot forward. Privatelli trying to get there and apply pressure for Sandhu. Sandhu's header. Eventually it's going to come back to Checker against Privatelli. Privatelli trying the chip. Probably the right call, given that she had Checker looming and Barbieri off her line, but just unable to make proper contact with the shot was Leah Privatelli, and it will be a goal kick for Melissa Barbieri. Both Alamein defenders presenting short. It's not taken up, and instead looks like this one will be going long. Barbieri plays it towards the touchline, but it's headed back, straight back in by Vlanic. Quigley can't marshal it down. Sardo plays it back to Barbieri. We'll get another chance to clear, but this time with a live ball. Tees it up again and plays it out to Lawson. Over Bulleen players getting across. They got a slight touch on it, and it will be an Alamein throw-in. See the mud building as this rain continues to fall, making it hard for the players. For Scalzo, dancing around Lawson and then bringing it forward for Quigley. Quigley coming inside and looking to switch the play across to Privatelli, but Privatelli was caught on her heels. Bit of a mix-up there as Sando just boots it directly into Pasta, but she'll get another go. But now Privatelli's picked their pocket. Privatelli playing a ball into the area, nobody waiting. And Barbieri will collect. Hall plays it back. Alonso giving chase to keep Shields honest. And Shields' eventual clearance as a result of the pressure will just go straight to Pasta. Pasta plays it forward for Alonso, trying to turn. But Natoli gets across, and now Natoli, she loves a run from the defence, and she's kept going, gets the ball back from Quigley. She's going to play it through for Friend. Can Friend get there in front of Checker? She does, sliding, trying to just slide and shoot at the same time, unable to get proper contact on the ball. And it will go out for a goal kick. But there you see the value of these players, these central defenders for Bulleen, both capable of breaking lines and carrying the ball up, playing havoc with the defensive assignments of the opposition. Tay plays the ball forward, looking for potentially Sardo or Lawson. And it's played forward by Johnson again in that direction, but this one's going to roll over the goal line over the touch line for a throw-in. As we also see the Bulleen bench, which has already introduced Leah Maldieri to this contest, spring to life once again. Is trying to come away with it, but her pocket is picked by Johnson. Alonso turning and playing it back to Lawson. Lawson going to work on the right flank, trying to cut the ball back. Is anybody waiting there this time? Only finding Bulleen shirts. Sardo just slices that ball in. It's still there. Morrison just tries to poke it away. Danger not cleared. Alamein can come once again. Goff trying to play the ball in, and she's going to win a corner kick for her side. Came off the leg of Frascalzo. Pressure building from the hosts. Players getting into the area now for Alamein. We've got Lawson waiting in there. Checker has come forward as well. Will be Sardo to deliver it in. Chipping ball towards the middle of the area. Players rise. Eventually it comes back out. Shot comes in. It's in the back of the net. Equaliser for Alamein. And guess who? Emma Checker. She snuck out at the back post. Did the newly introduced captain. Ball fell to her and she made absolutely no mistake. Winding up a right-footed effort. Bang. Past Shields. And the score here now at H.A. Smith Reserve is Alamein 1, FC Bulleen Lions 1. As we see there, Checker winning her side, a throw-in. A clearance bouncing straight off Vlanic and out for an Alamein delivery. Now they're in danger of being pegged in by 3 Bulleen players, and eventually they're just forced to try to find a little ground whilst giving up a throw-in. Pasta twisting and turning and plays it back out to Sardo, who just plays the ball up the field for Alonso, but she's going to lose the ball under significant pressure. Vlanic just flicks the ball off Sardo to win her side a throw-in. Friscalzo throws it in quickly, and then she'll get it back. Winning a free kick after the Iaconis challenge. Liana Iaconis signing from Bulleen for Alamein ahead of the 2019 season. Vlanic, she'll be forced to play it back to Hall. Hall trying to deliver a ball in the area. It's flicked on. Players arriving at the back post. In the end, it was Rabin lurking. Just unable to reach it in time, however, and Barbieri will have a goal kick as we see a second substitution being prepared by the visitors. Will be Francesca Yamano entering the fray, replacing Claudia Friscalzo. Goal kick is taken short. Checker just boots the ball up the field. Now bursting through our Alamein. Alonso trying to play as the hold-up striker. Was played back across, and Alonso will get another go at it. Tees up an effort. Relatively comfortable in the end from Shields. Shields will boot us long in the direction of Friends. Tries to bring it down. Can't do so. Players slipping and sliding all over the joint. Checker plays it back to Barbieri. Back to Checker. Coming under pressure from Privatelli. Finds Sandu. Sandu will just play the ball forward. It's come off the head of Maldieri. As we see Alamein preparing another substitute on their bench. As they also win themselves a corner. And once again we see Checker arriving. She's scored one at the back post from a similar position. Albeit that ball came in from the right and not the left. And will be Jacqueline Lemayu preparing to enter the fray for Alamein. We'll probably have to wait until after this corner. The long looping one comes in. Goff trying to get underneath it, just unable to get there in time. Alamein will get to the ball first. Pasta playing the ball back into the area, but can only find Christina Hall. Pasta trying to win the ball back, but it's going to come out to Quigley. No foul given for either side. Privatelli on the left flank. Goes past the challenge initially, but then coming in late, Iaconis bringing her down. And she appears to be in a bit of discomfort there, does Leah Privatelli. Was a late sliding challenge by Liana Iaconis. Privatelli had knocked the ball past her. I would imagine Iaconis potentially heading into the book once the referee has made sure that Privatelli is all right. As we see Lemayu getting set to enter. Still hasn't actually entered yet, has Lemayu? Now she will. So Alamein enters. Lucy Johnson departs. Tasmanians' day's done, one would imagine. As Hall plays this ball into the area, looking for a teammate. Can only find the head of Sardo. Privatelli appears to be no worse for wear. Getting it back to Hall. Hall will have another chance to put this ball in. Just a massive Alamein shirt in the end, but still it comes out. Privatelli! Just unable to curl it inside that top corner. She had the angle, did Leah Privatelli. Would have been a fantastic way to go back ahead. And now we see Vlanic departing, being replaced by Kelsey Zafaridis, the Adelaide native who has 9 goals to her name this season, entering the fray. Signed with Bulleen after stints with Campbelltown City, Adelaide United and Metro United, so well travelled in NPLW. And now she'll be looking to restore her side's lead here at H.A. Smith Reserve, with grey skies still overhead, but thankfully the worst of the rain, and in fact most of the rain, seemingly clearing up. Just a very light drizzle hit now here in Melbourne's inner east. So that ball bouncing forward, Rabin trying to get onto the end of it. Ball is played back for Hall, and she'll go back to Natoli. Natoli's got time to look up. Now comes under pressure from Goff. And with the angle being closed down, she'll go back to Shields. Shields booting the ball up forward. Played forward over the top, looking forward to Zafaridis. Barbieri off the line, quick as a flash to deny the newly introduced Kelsey Zafaridis. Ball in the hands of Muldeary. She'll just throw it forward for Quigley, who'll look to flick it over the top for Privatelli. And the checker's going to boot this ball, but only so far as Hall. Hall looking for the run of Zafaridis, picked out well by the Alamein defence. Morrison plays it back. Zafaridis will have some time here. Zafaridis just plays it into the middle of the field for Friend, who rides at the challenge. She'll look across the field for Leah Privatelli, working against Sandu. Sandu wins that battle. LeMahieu plays it back to Sandu. Tries to spring her side up the touchline. Goff trying to win the battle. She's going to win it for speed again, is Goff. Maybe that thing about 100 metres was accurate, but even if it was so, she was unable to keep it in there. As we also see, it looks like Bulleen are getting set to make another substitution, as we await Shields' clearance. Privatelli. She can't keep it in, neither can Liam Muldeary. And it's going to be a goal kick to Barbieri. And it looks as though it will be Emily Dolzan getting set to enter the fray for the Lions. Pasta trying to find Goff. Over Natoli's going to just get in front of it, and Goff's going to give chase for the ball intended for Shields, and Shields had to be quick with it. Again, now Hall. However, Hall's going to come under pressure, and Morrison just puts her boot through it, but she finds Privatelli. Privatelli, working against Checker, plays it in, intended for Friend, but that's picked out by Yakonis. Quigley had Tayada back. Now Bulleen coming forward once again, looking for Friend, cut out. Quigley working against Tay, it's going to fall at the back to Hall. Now Quigley. Still going is Quigley. Trying to hustle and bustle away through, but eventually the task proves too much. Tay comes away with the ball, looking for Lawson now. Lawson trying to burst down this right flank. Working against Yamano. Morrison coming across to provide the support as well, and with a healthy challenge, just escorts her over the line as the ball goes out for a goal kick. And Dolzan will enter the fray replacing Leah Privatelli, who did cop that knock a few minutes ago. As I mentioned, she has battled some injuries in the past throughout this season. Shields will play that ball out, but it's not going to go very far. Hall just coming under such intense pressure from Pasta. Has to ride the challenge out. And Yamano's going to look to find Zafaridis, two of the second half substitutes, which you can probably tell by how clean their shirts are. But Lawson going to come away with the ball, and now Alonso. Back to Lawson. Goff's arriving in the area, but too quickly. Eventually it comes across. It's come out to the back post. LeMahieu just unable to bring it down in time. Ball now in the hands of Sandhu. Played across the field, but that's just going to get pounced upon by Zafaridis. Breakaway opportunity here for Bulleen. Quigley trying to play the ball across, but that's cut out the last second by Yakonis. Dolzan working with the ball in the corner. She's going to bring it back into the middle of the field for Zafaridis. Zafaridis trying to work the ball in, but Tay rides her all the way and boots the ball out for a corner kick. Ball is wafted in there, but it's headed clear by the Alamein defence. Alonso on her own. She's going to have to hold it up, which she does excellently. Now Lawson switches the play across the field for Checker. She's come forward. Will look to find a teammate. Plays it back in. Nobody really there. Hall's going to come away with it, and Hall has acres of space to run into if she does so pleases. Said she plays it across to Friend. Now Zafaridis gets the overlapping run of Friend. Back to Zafaridis. Strong challenge comes in from Sardo. Checker boots the ball forward for Lawson to give chase for. Can she keep it in? She can't in the end. Much to the frustration of the Alamein bench. Will now be a throw in for Bulleen deep in their defensive left flank. Alamein looking to box them in. And they've done so, winning themselves a free kick. Not free kick, throw in. Sorry folks, it's cold. My brain's not working. Lawson has the ball in her hands. She'll play it back to Sardo. Zafaridis turns. Tries to put the ball up the field, but it's rolled out for another Alamein throw. Lawson to Alonso. Alonso working against Morrison. Morrison with the strong challenge. That one comes out for Sardo, but Sardo's going to, well, she's gamefully trying to win it back, but in the end she won't, and Bulleen can try to come away with the ball, but that's picked out by Tay, who just puts it out into touch. Ball was intended for Rachel Quigley. Nodded on by Quigley, looking for Zafaridis, but it was cut out. Now Checker. Plays it back to Barbieri. Goff tries to flick the ball on, and she's able to do so to Sandu. Sandu plays a ball looking for Alonso, but it's going to bounce into the waiting arms of Emily Shields. Foot race is on. Sandu versus Dolzan. Sandu gets there first and plays it back to Barbieri. Barbieri boots this ball long in the direction of Goff. Goff can't bring it down, but Bulleen can, and they'll look to reload from their defensive third. That's well cut out by Yakonis. Goff. Alonso. Didn't know much about that, did Alonso, but she won the ball, and now she can play it through to Lawson. Lawson inside the penalty area, getting onto that left boot, trying to cut it back. Ball was deflected away, but she'll get another go, Will Lawson. Little step over, trying to get it to the touchline. Plays the ball in. It's just come through and then bounced off Christina Hall. Thankfully for Bulleen, just bouncing to the right side of the goalpost for a corner kick. Julia Sardo getting across to boot this corner in. The former Moreland Zebras player. Hand goes up. Runs come in. Shields trying to get a punch on it. Really just nothing more than a half touch at best. Goff was coming though, so it was needed. And Goff was in an offside position, which he immediately acknowledges. And Shields will have a chance to boot this ball clear. Barbieri, is she? No, unable to keep that one in. Just trying to slide across. And it's going to be a corner here for the visitors. Just the back pass, slipping and sliding across the wet turf. Barbieri getting across in time, but touch just going out of play as she slid across. Corner comes in from Bulleen in the direction of Friend. Friends nods it on, but it's going to go wide of the posts and onto the road behind that left-handed goal. Goal kick for Barbieri. Checker presents. However, it looks as though Bulleen quickly there to snuff it out, but no, Checker will eventually get the ball, quickly coming in to provide the pressure. Back to Barbieri. Barbieri looks up, boots the ball forward. However, Bulleen's going to head it back, straight back in. Ball was intended for Quigley, cut out by Tay. And Tay gets it forward to Goff, working against Natoli. She's done well to Alonso. Morrison comes in with a challenge, but it's bounced forward for Goff. Goff again against Natoli. Natoli puts the ball out for a throw-in. Taken quickly forward in the direction of Pasta. Bulleen clear, but Alamein have kept this ball in there, attacking third. They come forward, shot comes in, but it's straight at Shields. In the end, perhaps a little deflection there, but comfortable chest mark for the American goalkeeper. Boots this ball forward in the direction of Friend, but it's headed back by Alamein. Alonso gives chase, but Morrison gets there first. Strong boot forward, headed back by Checker. Bit of pinball being played by both sides. It's going to come out to Shields. Boots the ball back. Friend trying to get underneath it, but Yakonis wins the header again. Morrison comes steaming forward with the header for Friend, who that time uses her body well against Yakonis and comes away with the ball. Tries to lace the ball forward for Quigley, but Tay gets in front of her. Pasta does well to ride the challenge of Hall, and now the ball is played forward in the direction of Lawson, but it's going to be Yamano getting there first. Plays it back to Shields, who just boots it forward for Zafaridis. Comes off the hands of Sardo, and it will be a free kick for the visitors. As it even gets a little bit brighter here at H.A. Smith Reserve, so hopefully we won't see any more rain throughout the rest of this game. And if I had any wood, I'd be touching it, so please do so for me, as Quigley tries to lace that ball in behind the defence, but it's well marshalled by Alamein. But Hall will spring Bulleen forward in attack once again. Maldieri just getting the ball up the field and unable to connect with a teammate, as Goff will try to loop that ball over the top, perhaps for Alonso, but Morrison gets in the way of it. Morrison's going to come forward once again. Just twisting and turning, and eventually she's going to dink it over the top, looking for Zafaridis, but it's headed clear by Sardo. But only so far as Hall. And then Hall with a little bit of silly buggers to hold the play up. Quigley there as well. As Checker gets underneath this one, plays it forward for Lawson, who just heads it centrally, but Morrison is waiting. Zafaridis now, trying to ride the challenge. There's two Bulleen players there, but they're going to lose the ball out to Julia Sardo. Back to Tay. Sardo. Looking forward for Lawson. She's gotten around a defender now, and there's players arriving in the area. Lawson, cutback is cut out by Morrison. However, Sardo now coming in. Can she pull the trigger? No, she'll cut the ball back, but that's picked out there by the Bulleen defence. Tay. Just a little boop over the ball as it runs out of play, and then she'll throw the ball in. Lawson. Lawson, she's gotten around once again. Trying to cut the ball back, but it's straight into just a waiting pack of players. In the end, it was booted straight at Alonso. However, it will be an Alamein corner. Players getting forward. You've got Pasta waiting outside the area on the right-hand side. Likes of Lawson, Checker and Goff waiting for the ball. It's going to come out, back post once again. Checker had ghosted into a similar position from which he had scored the equaliser. But on that occasion, recognising that it had come off a Bulleen player and the angle was too tight, let it run out for a corner, which is taken quickly. That quickly taken corner will amount to naught. Hall tries to knot it on, can't do so. Morrison having to play clean up once again. Long boot forward by Yamano, but Checker's the only player nearby. Checker's going to have time to look up and play the ball down the flank. Played back by Pastor for Checker. Forward for Alonso. Working against Natoli. She's going to have to concede a lot of ground, and eventually it comes out to Quigley, and then Quigley's going to try to play through Friend. Friend working against Checker. Checker gets there first and plays it back to Barbieri, who just puts it out looking for touch. Kept in, however, by Alamein. Lawson will head the ball on. LeMayu couldn't get there in time, though, and it's put out for a Bulleen throw-in. Throw comes up the touchline. It's going to go out. Lawson throws it in, looking for Alonso. Morrison getting up with the challenge. Quigley flicks it back. And Zafaridis just puts her boot through it, looking for Friends. Big challenge there between two players, and the free kick is given against Friends. Checker getting up to take it quickly. Boots the ball out in the direction of Goff on the left flank. Goff, overlapping run comes. Instead, she's going to cut inside. Alamein trying to get the ball in there to Yakonis, but it beats her. Bulleen will boot it clear, and Checker's going to reload for Alamein. Played forward by Pastor, but the strong challenge comes in from Morrison. But it was adjudged by the referee to have been too rambunctious of a challenge there from Kayla Morrison. And it will be a free kick to be taken by Julia Sardo. Quick run came in from Lawson, but Sardo was too busy putting the ball down to see it, so instead we will get a proper set piece here from the hosts. It was wafted into the area, but it's going to get flicked back in towards the area. It was, in the end, a poor clearance by Hall. Went the exact opposite direction that she wanted to, but it was punch clear initially. Sardo's going to get another go at it. Eventually, ball comes in across the turf. It's come out to Lemayu, but that's gone straight to Emily Shields there from the second half substitute, Jacqueline Lemayu. Alonso. Goff's making the run. It's going to go behind her. Working against Maldieri. Tries to play back to Lemayu, but Lemayu had to get it across quickly. Instead, Hall cuts it out. But Alamein's going to come once again. Sustained period of pressure from the hosts as they push for a goal that would put them 2-1 ahead. Goal kick there, signalled by the lineswoman. All the momentum in the corner of Alamein at the moment. They're pressing hard. They got their equaliser. Now they're looking for a potential winner. And once again, Alamein can come forward. That goal kick from Shields going straight out of play. Alonso trying to get the ball across the field. Looking for Lawson, cut out by Bulleen. Hall trying to play the ball out, but it's cut out by Pastor. Alonso. Lawson, she's inside the penalty area looking for the cutback. Cutback comes in, and it's not quite. In the end, it is bundled over the line. Alamein have the lead. Players were arriving. It was bouncing around, and in the end, it's Catherine Goff bursting in from the left flank. Bulleen unable to clear the danger after Lawson played the ball in. And Alamein, they've reversed the 1-0 deficit, and now the hosts, who entered today in third place, they can't go second today, but they can keep that potential alive in the weeks ahead, have themselves a 2-1 lead. And now Bulleen, can they find a response? They've been put back on their heels throughout this second half by the hosts. Flicked on by Quigley. Excellently there. Shot coming in from Dolzan is blocked away. Cross comes in. Friends there. She's not going to get on the end of it. Neither is Zafaridis. Bounces into the hands of Barbieri. Barbieri just boots this ball long in the direction of Alonso. It bounces past her. Morrison plays the ball looking for the run of Zafaridis. Just cut out there. Now Alamein's going to boot the ball forward to nobody in particular. Hall keeps it along the turf. Yamano playing the ball into the area. Just put away by Checker. Headed straight back by Morrison. Friends trying to chase down Checker. Checker just plays the ball out looking for Goff, but it's going to run out for a throw-in. Dolzan trying to whip this ball into the area. Quigley's arriving, near post header. Flashes wide of the posts. And on that last passage of play, we did see Kayla Morrison creeping forward for Bulleen. Instructions from the sideline now are that striker Rachel Alonso needs to follow Morrison when she comes forward. As we see the signal for 2 minutes of time added on here at H.A. Smith Reserve. Quigley can't marshal it, and it's played back out by Yakonis. Pastor goes down under the challenge from Hall. A bit of a self-falcon there from Yamano. And under pressure from Alonso, she's forced to go back to Shields, who skies it. Players trying to get underneath it. Eventually it's knotted on by Morrison, but only as far as Checker. Checker's just going to put this ball into a bit of room. Natoli unable to keep it in. Running out of time are the Lions. Looking to avoid 3 defeats against Alamein in the same season. Ball played over the top 4 past her, but getting across it also is Natoli. And it's going to be a corner kick for the hosts. Pastor doing well there. She was the smaller player, but she rode the challenge from Alexandra Natoli and won her side a corner kick, which Julia Sardo is going to get across to take. Not much in the way of players getting forward for Alamein as they just look to take that one short, and then the challenge comes in and it's going to be a Bulleen throw-in. Sardo plays it straight back in, Lemayu. Lemayu loses the ball to the challenge of Hall, trying to get back and win it back, but she can't do so. Hall just dinks it over looking for Dolzan. Dolzan, she's lost her marker. She's going to have time to look up. Checker comes across. Ball is played in the direction of Friend. Friend can't get there. Big clash there between Tay and Morrison, but that's going to be it. Full time here at H.A. Smith Reserve. The second half comeback is complete. Goals from the second half substitute Emma Checker and Catherine Goff, ensuring that Alamein keep their quest for a second place finish and a potential home final alive. Taking the 3 points off Bulleen here. The job won't get any easier for Bulleen next week, as they are set to meet Calder United in a must-win game for the Lions if they do want to stay in second. Alamein will travel down the highway to take on Geelong Galaxy. And it really was a second half in which the hosts put the visiting Lions back on their heels. They were relentless coming forward. And in the end, they are rewarded for their endeavour with the 2-1 win and the all-important 3 points. Well, thank you for joining us today on the NPLW Victoria Facebook page, the NPL Victoria YouTube page for all the action. Just a reminder, you can catch every NPL Victoria, NPLW Victoria, under 20 NPL Victoria and 2 select NPL 2 games every week on Football Victoria's NPL social accounts. Be sure to join us for the rest of the regular season and the playoffs, which sure to present a lot of intriguing storylines and some fascinating viewing. I've been Joey Lynch, bringing you all the action today from H.A. Smith Reserve. That final score, Alamein FC 2, FC Bulleen Lions 1.